Welcome back, survivors. It's Shay1 here, and today we're going to be teaching you how to tame one of the most unique, interesting, and versatile creatures in all of Ark, and that's this guy right here, the Quetzal. This guy is absolutely phenomenal, and a tame you're definitely going to want for endgame, 100%. To raid kind of like the more nitty-gritty bases, Quetzal is really, really nice for doing so, and he has also a bunch of unique features, and stick around to the end because I'm going to teach you how to use all of those, and how to exploit this guy to its fullest potential, right? So now let's go over what you're actually going to need to tame the Quetzal, right? So first things first is the things you need. All you really need to tame this guy is going to be a long neck, 50 tranquilizing darts, and then some exceptional kibble or the food of your choice. It's very, very simple. You're also going to want a flyer, preferably one that you can shoot off the back of like a Griffin or a Tappy. That's going to make it literally 10 times easier. If you don't have one of these, you're probably going to need a partner to go do it with. But if you have a Griffin or a Tappy, you're good to do it solo. So now let's actually get into the foods that you're going to use to tame this guy in order from most effective to least effective. Most effective for a perfect 150 unofficial is going to be exceptional kibble, raw mutton, raw prime meat, and raw meat. If you're using exceptional kibble, it's going to take you 49 minutes and 18 seconds. If you're using raw mutton, it's going to take you 59 minutes and 32 seconds. If you're using raw prime meat, it's going to take you an hour and 14 minutes and 50 seconds. And if you're using raw meat, it's going to take you 3 hours and 41 minutes and 6 seconds. So if you're taming this guy, I would highly recommend to use raw mutton since it's very easy to get. And it only takes 10 minutes longer to, tame the guy than exceptional kibble. And exceptional kibble is a little bit more difficult to get. But obviously, if you have exceptional kibble or higher, just use that. So now let's actually get into the taming process of how you're going to tame this guy. Like I said before, it's very, very simple, very easy peasy. You'll knock this guy out in less than 2 to 3 minutes. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your flyer. You're going to want to fly right up to him. And this is a 150. I spawned him in earlier. Right? And you're literally just going to go and shoot him in the head. Right? Just like the Pteranodon. It's a little bit difficult. But just like the Pteranodon, this guy has a 3 times damage multiplier if you shoot him in the face. So you definitely do not want to miss. Bring about 50 tranquilizing darts. That's probably more than you'll need as long as you keep shooting him in the head. And yeah, you should be good to go. Note, if you shoot him in the body, it's going to take a total of 70 shots, tranquilizing dart shots. And if you shoot him in the head, it's going to take a total of 20. So really try to aim for headshots. So yeah, just rinse and repeat this process until he goes down. If you don't know how to tame a Tapejara or a Griffin, be sure to check out my guides. I have videos on both of those that are very comprehensive. So if you like my content, please be sure to go check those out with the support. And yeah, we're just going to do this till this guy is knocked out. Alright, beautiful. He is down. Congratulations. We have successfully just knocked out our first Quetzal. So once you've knocked him out, all you want to do is throw your selective food of choice into him and then just protect him for the duration of the tame like any other knockout tame. So now that the Quetzal is knocked out, let's go over where you can actually find these guys. You can find these guys on literally every single map in the entire game that has flyers. So anything besides Gen 1 and Aberration, you'll be able to find a Quetzal on. They're kind of rare dinosaurs, so they're kind of spread out all along the map. I'll just put the spawn locations on screen now, so feel free to pause the video and yeah, just take a look at it to see where the Quetzal is on your map. So also one more thing is, if you're unofficial, bring at least 122 narcotics to keep him knocked out through the duration of the tame unofficial settings. Boom! He is up. Congratulations, you have just tamed your first Quetzal and you're probably really excited. So now that you've tamed your first Quetzal, you might be wondering what to level, what are good stats, and how to use this guy. If you're not, I'm here to help. Okay, so first thing we're going to go over is his stats, right? There's really only one stat that matters on the Quetzal, and that's going to be health. Okay, health on this guy is going to be 7,000. Good health, you're looking at 8,000, and phenomenal, great health, you're looking at 9K. So doing a quick evaluation on this Quetzal right here, we're looking at 9,100 health, which is absolutely nuts. That is very, very strong. And health is like what you're primarily going to use this guy for, because you're going to use him to like raid bases generally. But if you're a solo player and you want to build, if you want to build a Sky Quetzal, you want to go all into weight, and the stat doesn't really matter because you're just going to level. You're probably only going to tame one Quetzal and you're not going to raid it up. So what's it called? Just level weight if you want to, build stuff on the back of it, and if you want to use them for raiding, you level up health. That's how it goes. Alright, so now let's actually get into the Quetzal's abilities and how you're going to use them in PvP and in combat. So, first thing we need to talk about is his saddles, right? He has 2 different types of saddles. He has his platform saddle, which is that one right there, and then he has his normal saddle. His normal saddle, don't ever use this. You have effectively just turned this guy completely useless, except for his pick ability, which isn't really that good. It's a little bit better than the Wyverns, being able to pick up stuff like the Woolly Mammoth, but it's just not that useful. So stay clear from the regular saddle. We're looking at the platform saddle, and that's what really makes this guy special, okay? You unlock the saddle at level 97, so a bit of a tall task to reach that, but nothing too crazy. And what's it called? As you can see, you could build absolute monstrosities with this thing. So there's all sorts of different kinds of saddle builds that you could build with the Quetzal. But this Quetzal build that I have right here is a pretty common build. It's just like the hatch frame build. And you use this because what you do is you throw your soakers on the top of this. And you literally just go to soak sky bases. And it's that simple, right? That's what they're used for. So like sky bases are very good to build on early game because people don't have Quetzals to raid them. Because generally it's not a high priority and it shouldn't be. But once you get a Quetzal, it just makes raiding sky bases and like, you know, cliff like cracks in the ceiling and stuff like that 100 times easier, just because you have a Quetzal. So that's kind of like their main purpose, is just to like help you raid sky bases. You can also cheese a bunch of bases as well. So I'd always try that as well by building this build. So as you can see in this build, you have this little thing in the front to where you're able to like walk out in front and like place C4 down on somebody's base. So I'll just kind of show you that real quick. Just kind of like the same thing with a raft, but essentially, hypothetically, let's say somebody has, you know, their base set right up on the side of this cliff. You'll just come right underneath it, since like the hatch frames protect the Quetzal from getting shot. So you shouldn't get lit up if you do it correctly. And it'll just come like right here like this, and then just like kind of like clip into the base, and then, you know, go and, you know, blow up their base in a very cheesy way, which isn't, you know, the best way to play. Probably not the most ethical, but it's definitely very effective, that's for sure. So yeah, that's kind of the main use of the Quetzal and why you want to level up health. But now let's get into the secondary use of the Quetzal. And if you are a solo player, this is primarily for solo players, I would highly recommend taming a Quetzal and building a sky base. The reason why is because they're not really found too often, and you know, you can't really defend yourself anyways if you're playing solo against tribes of like 100 people. So it's kind of better just like gamble your stuff and live all on a sky base to where people aren't going to find it. That's probably your best form of defense, is to stay hidden. And plus you could build 40 structures on a Quetzal, level up all weight, because everything that you put on top of the Quetzal will act as if it's an inventory. So that's pretty interesting as well. But yeah, sky bases are super phenomenal if you are a solo player and you do not want to get found. I also want to mention one more thing about the Quetzal before we end. You can actually neck on the Quetzal, which is really strong to counter it. So you kind of want to use this guy to raid people offline. You can also neck gun like wild Quetzals and stuff to help with the taming process. But the problem is you're not going to knock it out fast enough, and its torpor drain is like very quick. So not the most recommended way of taming the Quetzal, but it is an option if you do not have like a Griffin or a Tappy to tame them. You can just neck on them to sleep and repeat the process over and over again. It's a little bit annoying, but you'll get it done eventually. So with that, I'm just going to leave you guys with 3 fun facts about the Quetzals, okay? The first one is these guys were actually reptiles, not dinosaurs, which is very interesting, okay? The next one is it is named after the serpent god of Mexico, which is also interesting. And the last and final one is their wingspan was found 22 feet long. 22 feet long was their wingspan, which is absolutely nuts. Makes them giant. I actually have a couple more I'm going to go over. What's it called? They were first discovered in Texas, so that's kind of interesting. It's kind of close to where I live, but that's pretty interesting. Texas was the first time they ever found fossils of these guys, and you can also find them all over the globe besides South America. And like I said before, these guys are reptilians, not dinosaurs, so they actually didn't live that long ago. Most dinosaurs lived about 250 million years ago. This one only lived about 65-70 million years ago, so about half the time. That's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, because that means the absolute world to me. We're currently on a mission to reach like 500 subscribers. We're so close. We're like 450, so any support that I get just means a lot. Other than that, peace out, and may God bless you all.